I was born in Washington, okay, in the nation capital. My father was currently serving as far as the service. First of all, he was concerned about coming home and living near Washington, D.C, because he said if there's ever going to be a war again, the first place that they are going to bomb is here. And he wanted to have a place that we could move away from. By the time that I was getting ready to go into second grade in Washington, the family moved, and we moved up to Susquehanna County. And that's where our family history, came in terms of how we arrived up here. The community was extremely acceptable as far as our family was concerned, and trying to be very, very helpful because we were active as far as in the church and the religion and stuff. So we were treated, extremely well. Schooling was a interesting thing because it was the first time that we had encountered an all-Caucasian setting, at that time. By the time I was almost a senior now in high school, I stuttered, okay? I stuttered harshly. The school nurse was kind enough to say, hey, Sherman, the University of Marywood was going to be having a screening process, and we know that you're interested in going on to college. I was screened, and then at that time, the employment people were interested in starting a school over the summer for the individuals across the Commonwealth stuttered. So there was 9 of us who were selected. It became to the point of, are you going to go to college on a basketball scholarship, Sherman, or are you going to deal as far as your speech? Mother said, young man, this is your goal and opportunity. You can play basketball anytime, anywhere. So out of that, I decided to stay for another semester. I was not that interested anymore in terms of how I was going to go to college and where I was going to go, because I was more concerned about, I can talk. I don't need to be ashamed of. But I had an aunt who lived in Philadelphia who happened to have been a Quaker, okay, who said, young man, you should go to Howard University. After undergrad school at Howard and after graduate school, I was at Catholic U working in terms of coursework, and I ran into a gentleman who was from York, and said, Sherman, have you ever thought about coming, home? Because we in Harrisburg could really use some people such as yourself in education. So I went to Harrisburg and was there working for a while. From the Harrisburg, I decided to find something else, and the next place I moved out from Harrisburg, I moved back home, and I started working at Johnson Institute, okay? Because the director there, the person that was there, his programs came in our department, starting the community college set up. So we were involved in setting up all of the community colleges across the state. I was at Johnson working in something. At that time, I had my children, and he said, you need to get down to Scranton because they want to interview you. I said, I can't do that. Well, I piled the 3 kids in the van. We drove down, had an interview, and the next thing I knew, they said, hey, well, we want you. So that's my history in terms of the overall growth as far as the University of Scranton. Spent almost 20 years there. I got a huge commitment from the president and from the person who was in charge of the student affairs, in terms of there's other people who may be interested in this education and good, but they are not sure if I can come if everybody I see there is Caucasian. So I mean, we just had to broaden it and make it something that was sellable. And a multicultural, meaning wherever it is. Scranton is made up of many individuals. I learned that the hard way from high school. Our coach said that he had to fight everybody going home because he was Irish. There was the Polish. There was whoever else was at the next corner. He said, and don't think that you have it bad, Sherman. We had it bad because we had to change our name. You know, you just set it up that this is a serious thing. And if you're going out in the world, you're not going to just be dealing with Catholic individuals. You know, so it was trying to let them understand. And I, on the whole, most of them comprehended all that. We made a conscientious, effort to make sure across the board, treat everybody how you want to be treated, male or female. One of the things that was, proud about was to have those students become a part of Scranton so that Scranton as a school was not getting a horrible thing. Only thing they knew was those snooty students up there. They are not a part of Scranton. They just come here to get an education and then they're gone. And that was the inroad as far as multicultural, bringing in people. We had funds enough that the students could ask and bring in speakers from outside. That way you would be capturing the people in the community who would be interested, but they would come up on campus, they would come up and it was like a whole total educational kind of thing. I mean, it was a dream come true as far as I was concerned. Don't ever accept that you cannot do something. I don't care what they are saying, I don't care what he is saying or what they are saying. Something tells me that I have something to offer, and there's no sense being here on earth if you're not here to make contributions to improve the plight of those around you. We have a lot of good things in Scranton, okay? I'm sorry to see that churches are not opening up, anymore, that they have lost their, memberships or the older people and stuff like this. And our younger, I don't know how to get them to understand that those individuals work very hard to leave us a foundation of some sort. What have we left to help others to come along? And I know it's difficult for people from the outside coming in who want to see this, they want to see that, but you got to do your homework first to find out, what is the local history here? And you can't isolate yourself. I mean, you can't isolate. You got to be a part of all of the communities, but that's what we need. You need to find people who are sincere about what it is that they're going to do, and they're not here just to get glory and go elsewhere. One thing I will share with you that I am prejudiced about: don't mess with our president because he stutters. Don't mess with him because he's not dumb. He's not dumb. And I'm saying, what is your excuse? You can speak, you can sing, you can do whatever you want to do. What have you done lately? That's where I'm coming from.